Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and welcome to my BigFest. Yeah, there isn't really a less awkward way for me to put it. This game's got a weird name, and also it came out at a really weird time. This hasn't been on the radar for months, and suddenly they decide to pop it out, and it's not even free to play like it was supposed to be anymore. It's a $10 game now, and I don't really understand why they made it a $10 game, because it's got free-to-play titles somewhat hastily converted to paid title all over it. You can smell it. But anyway, we'll just have a quick look around first. So this is the main menu, even though it doesn't really look like one. There's all those buttons that you can actually go and do stuff with. You can go and visit other people's BigFests and drop in other little disasters on them, but this has not worked for me at all. Like, this does not fucking work. I mean, there's that one guest there, but that's just the one the game gives you. The other one that the game gives you, the game doesn't give you any other ones. It's just, you're meant to be able to go to your friends' places, but either I don't have anyone or it doesn't work. And to be fair, considering this game costs $10 on the same day Darius Burst and Handball 16 yada 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 came out, there's nobody for me to go visit, so we won't bother with that. But all you can really do is look at the other people's layouts and drop in disasters on them. And they're not even disasters, they're just like little guys that get annoying at times. Alright, so this one on the left here is the leaderboards for the songs in the game. So you have lots of different songs you can get, and if you play them at your particular big fests, they get higher on the leaderboard, so that's actually pretty neat. And if we go to that other one, and you also got a XP promoter chart. I don't get the point of this. I think it's just to determine who's gone the furthest throughout the game, although with the way the game's laid out, this feels a hell of a lot more like a grind. Also, P. Murphy, he's the guy who's the editor for the Vita Lounge, so no wonder he's at the top. He probably got an early copy. Bastard. I can't get early copies from Sony if I try, and he gets them. But yeah, anyway, if we go to the second one on the left, it tells us we need to be online. Of course we do. So, the game actually lets you download extra music to use in the game, and to use them as the game's headliners and stuff like that. I would not recommend this, because at the rate music levels up in this game and gets you extra vibe, as they call it, it's really not worth it to pick out new songs, because it just resets. Well, it doesn't so much reset as it does have a different vibe counter, so you need to keep like the same 3 songs and keep using them over and over and over and over and over again in order to get their star meter or whatever it is up, so that they're more useful for the later challenges. So you end up like downloading 8 or so, and then yeah, it actually takes a while because this menu system just tends to crash out all the time, and the game's online drops out every few minutes. So you just end up turning the whole online system off because it's just a big pain in the ass. So this is like an hour or so in at this point. Like, yeah, an hour, that's the closest I got. Let's go to the posters now. Now, the posters are the challenges in the game, and every one of them has 3 stars. I really, really wish this set of mechanics would go away. I really do. They're fucking infuriating, if you want me to be honest with you. All you do with them is they just feel like a cheap gag to get you to replay stages all over again. But I've been through the first 2 sets of posters, and we're going to go to the 3rd set. So, party all night. Let's see, we have to earn 50 vibe, have a light, and earn 400 big notes during the poster. So, alright then. I like the fact that the game has absolutely no load screens, and that's actually the front of your BigFest, and this whole scrolling in thing and the whole presentation of the game I actually really like. It's a really sort of like lightweight style thing going to it. Like, it's not that technically or stylistically impressive, but it's got this charm to it that I can't ignore. It's a really nice little thing. But when we actually get people streaming in, we'll actually see what it's like. So, actually, we'll leave that for the moment. So I'll just explain the game's mechanics as we're just looking around here. So, we've got these tents, and these tents determine how many people can show up to our big fest. And they also need to be catered to their specific whims. So we've got some toilets here. That's a food stand, that's a drink stand, and that actually serves hot drinks. And considering it's raining and it'll be cold, people will want hot drinks. So if you have the hot drink stand there, you'll get more money coming to and from it. And so on and so forth. And you see these little thought bubbles above these people's heads? You tap on them and it'll actually tell you what they want. It's a lot like Roller Coaster Tycoon in that regard. So you can tap on them and see what they want, and then you can just, build them. You can also build random shit like this shark statue, which I have no idea what this bloody does. If you go to other people's big fests, and tap on their statues, you get special costumes, but I don't really know what to do with them. They say you can use them to customize your own visitors, but whatever. You can have limits to these as well. So the idea is you've got these things backstage here, like these roadie trailers, and roadies determine how much stuff you can work on at a time. So if I were to tap this, for example, and remove this tree, it would take one of my roadies and some time. So we can actually like stay here and do stuff as long as we want. So just as a demonstration. So as you can see, I have 2 roadies up there, and now I remove them. And your progress doesn't get reset in between stages. You keep the same BigFest as time goes along, which I actually like, but at the same time, it exposes one of the game's really big problems. But I'll get into that once we're actually in the game. So yeah, you can have up to 5 roadies, and you have to upgrade these to do that. You've also got the security office, which determines how much maximum money you can have. As you can see, I'm at, like, pretty much max money, because the maximum money for your first thing is 2,200. And we've got generator for lights. That thing back over there was the sewage, which is for the toilets. Here we've got what's basically a food, merchandise, and water stand upgrades. And then we've got the VIP room, which I thought this was going to have, like, exclusive things that you could buy, you know, in the sort of free-to-play mobile game style, because, you know, that's entirely what this game feels like it's supposed to be. But no, it tells you what you need to do in order to unlock these things. So at least they didn't, like, make shit buyable. At least for $10 you get the entire game, even if it is a bit of a grind, I'll put it that way. But we will leave that for now, and we will go and put some songs on our poster. And some of these songs, it doesn't matter what you pick. I mean, these are 8 songs I downloaded. I didn't even realize these downloaded properly until I tried to open the poster, but whatever. So we'll just put 3 on at random, because there's really no point doing anything else at the moment, because they don't have enough anything to, like, really put some strategy into it. So if we go and see our objectives again, have a light, earn 400 big notes, and earn 55. Alright, so I need to get a light. So yeah, the stage has gone dark. He's probably going to tell me how to get the lights.
Sweet.
Yeah, every stage has been introducing a new mechanic, which is actually pretty neat. So plans play throughout the night. So he's going to tell me how to get the lighting. And I have upgraded my generator, so I should be able to put some lights down now. Yes, I can put some lights down. But holy shit, they're expensive. Good lord, $500. Alright, so your visitors flow in. This festival hasn't got what I want. So few toilets. I've got like 4 toilets. What more do you want? But anyway, I've got the light going up, so when that roadie gets there and does that, we should be alright. That guy obviously wants donuts, so I imagine there's going to be a bunch of other people around here who want donuts. So, as you can see, all the visitors are flying around, and they've all got stuff that they want, so I think it's about time we built a merchandise stall. And the merchandise stall with the balloons? Okay, apparently we can't build that yet. I can't actually see what I need to build that, which is kind of infuriating. Well, the light's up. Oh, and one of the bands has got a problem. So, here are those little disaster guys I was talking about. You tap them, and they run away. And if you press L, you can actually look over the entire field and see people. So, you got to do that pretty damn often. Otherwise, guys will get away from you. And there are some bloody cold bastards that show up every now and again that you need to do. You've also got bands that make requests. And if you submit their requests, it'll make them happier, but it might cause problems. But if you don't, it might even cause more problems, which is actually kind of a nice strategic thing. But that's probably the only strategic decision you need to make in the game, outside of swapping the stands out for what people want. So, yeah, as you could understand, see, these people want specific things. So I think I'll sell Quadrophenia, because nobody wants Quadrophenia at the moment. It's actually kind of annoying because... Oh, Streaker. And you get those little icons which will let you send them over to other places. Right, so I better build, yeah, this one. Better build scoops. So when you're pulling them down, you can rotate them, and you also have the ability to take any other stand and rotate it as well, like this. But we can also cancel that, which is what we'll do. So, Each stage lasts for about as long as your set list has got to go on for, so depending on the length of your songs, you'll pick them and you can... I'm getting very few people at this. Like, I know some people are saying they want lights, but these lights are just so fucking expensive. Whoop. Not letting the werewolf through. And apparently I got not only a special item, but I got a ton of extra money for that. That's a bit odd. Apparently it smells terrible in here. But yeah, those red people tend to drive people away, so you want to get rid of them as fast as possible. But yeah, it's basically just a game of managing all your resources, figuring out what your people want, and catering to them so that you get more people to visit. And for some bloody reason, there's, like, nobody here. Yeah, you could do with buying some warm clothes, but where the bloody hell do you buy the warm clothes from? So yeah, as you can see, it sells a different series of things. Right, they want to buy this. And you got to be careful not to put the queues in the way of the other stores. But anyway, we'll just buy that. And apparently a lot of people like scoops. I'm not doing very well on the vibe at the moment, mainly because there's so many people who are unhappy for some bloody reason. Also, your buildings do tend to fall into disrepair from time to time. It's a very simple game, and I have to admit, the game's got a fair amount of charm to it. Going through and building your big music festival with all the different kinds of music available, like, there's not only things like rock, there's a ton of stuff. You've got pop, you've got R&B, you've got EDM, you've got all sorts of stuff that you can put in place to make the BigFest happen. And just managing it while on the fly is actually a pretty cool little concept. Having all these problems pop up and having to deal with them in the small amount of time you have. There are a couple of problems with it though. Check the VIP area. Oh god. Oh god, no. No, you are not going anywhere. Right, I'm going to have to upgrade this. Because I've got too much money. Where are all the red guys? There they are. Get rid of the streaker. Everything seems okay now except for him. So, there are a couple of problems with this game. Mainly, one, you can't import your own songs. That seems like such a big misfire for a game like this. Because, like, seriously, if I had the opportunity, I would import songs like Dragon Force and Soilwork and Baby Metal and Blind Guardian and Pathfinder and you name them. I could probably put them in this game and make them work and actually have a lot of fun with having all sorts of different people having all sorts of different songs to work with, I should say. That would be fucking great, and you can't do that, which is really disappointing. Like, I get the idea that it's meant to be integrated with the online functionality of the game, but at the same time, it's really disappointing, honestly, that you can't use your own music. 2, the game's stages are so short, it's hard to feel like you've gotten anywhere in any small space of time. I just feel like I've been going through the same motions of just figuring out what people want, selling a thing, and then buying a thing, and then upgrading a thing, and that's basically it for the last hour and a half or so at this point. The game is just rather dull when it comes to actually getting shit done, and I feel like the game as a whole could work a hell of a lot better if it took on a roller coaster tycoon sort of model, where the game gives you like a 2 to 3 hour stage where you build your BigFest from scratch using all these different things here. What the hell, is that a cultist? A vampire, never mind. I feel like the game could work a hell of a lot better if it had a sort of... If it let you just, you know, every few hours, just run through, build the BigFest up, have some random events to make it a little bit more interesting instead of having to just go through the same sort of posters again and again and again while you're learning all the mechanics. There might be a mode like that later on, but I don't know. I haven't played for that long. But it really just seems like that. Again, it really does feel like the game's just been converted wholesale from a full, from a mobile game, like a free-to-play mobile game, to a game you're meant to pay for. Because, as I said before, with their it's their fame or something. It's a word for their fame. You play these guys and consider. I think this is the end of the set list. Hello, big guy. This might not. Oh no, it's not. But at the end of every stage, you get to see a bunch of. You get to see their stats and how much fame they gain playing at this particular gig, and you can. And it actually takes a really, really long time for. Hello. It takes a really long time for that to be grinded up, and they take a really long time to introduce all the mechanics. When I feel like a 30-minute tutorial followed by your typical roller coaster tycoon scenario where people could experiment would be a hell of a lot better. It's just right now the whole game just feels really slow, and that it feels like a consequence of the. Oh god. It feels like a consequence of a conversion from free to play to. Free-to-play to paid game. And frankly, it's just starting to feel like a grind, going through all the posters and doing all the objectives I can do, because it seems impossible to earn a lot of Vita until I grind up specific songs, and that feels like a free-to-play mechanic. I'll give him credit for not having... I'll give him some credit for not having microtransactions, but at the same time, it really does feel like that it just comes from a free-to-play game, and it just kind of wrecks the feeling of the game a bit. If they redesign it from the ground up to be a lot more like, say, a roller coaster tycoon game, I bring up that name a lot, where you build your game up. Bloody Golden Oldies wants to review us. That doesn't sound right, but yeah, we should get Vibe for that. They want more stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not entirely sure how to get... See, I don't get the point of those guys. They don't really seem to hurt anything. It just feels like they, It just feels like they're there to give me free notes. It's just disappointing. If it was designed from the ground up to work around building your camp from fresh and then having some sort of architectural challenge outside of having just to have the right stalls out at the right time, because it really does feel like all of these actions are meant to have like timers on them. Like, these guys come and repair everything instantly. Well, not instantly, but it takes just a tiny bit, and it feels like that there should be some sort of timers in here somewhere. If you've played a lot of free-to-play mobile games, you should know what I mean when I say it feels like there should be a lot of timers in here, but there aren't, and it feels weird. I'll give it some credit for, despite not particularly being strategically deep, or just feeling like it's being converted from a mobile game, it still does have a bit of charm to it. I don't even know what these two are upset about. Who's this headlining? I've never heard of them, bastards. It really just does feel like you'd have to grind the same stuff over and over again, but again, I'll give them credit. It has a bit of nice little charm to it. And as that sort of toy, I guess, you could carry around and play just to make something look like it's gone a little bit farther after like 10 or 15 minutes worth of play, then this game isn't really too bad. But for anyone who's looking into any sort of like relatively serious gaming, I can't really in my good conscience recommend you pick up BigFest, because it's not that complicated. It really isn't. Have the right stalls out at the right time, upgrade stuff when your vault gets too full of cash. That's pretty much it. The rest is just window dressing. Uniquely charming and arguably unique window dressing, but it's window dressing, and it's kind of covering up the fact that this game looks like it was meant to be free to play in the first place, but nevertheless. So we finished the poster. We get our stars. We can move on to the next poster if we want. Everybody gets a little bit of band vibe or whatever it is. But it doesn't really matter because it goes up so slow that it's just goddamn. I got a free thing that I could go and throw at someone else's festival. You know what? Just for the purpose of demonstration, let's go to that guest and throw some disasters at him. I don't know why it's taking so long to load here. Game's just stopped. It's literally just stopped. This happens. The game's online feels like it's broken at the moment. It really does. Come on. Come on. Well, bugger it. If it doesn't want to work, I'm not going to do a video of it. So, I'm going to go take a shower, and then I'm going to go play Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors until I fall asleep. That's pretty much my plan for the entire night. So, this has been Blue Maxima. Oh yeah, this is a weird question, by the way. A network error has occurred. Please check your connection settings and try again. How is that a question? How is that a yes or no question? You're meant to click yes if you want to retry the network connection, but if you tap no, it'll ask us if we want to go offline. But yeah. This has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.